Hi, this is Ishtar at Life Uncalculated, and this is the first video that I'm doing, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I thought I'd try this as something new and a little outside my comfort zone. So, I'm sitting here in front of my vision board for the year, and I wanted to talk about motivation and action. I don't know about you, but I always read a lot of self-help stuff, a lot of motivational stuff. I've watched a lot of motivational speakers, and I always come away from it going, oh yeah, I can do this. I can do whatever I want to do. I'm going to be able to be the best at something. And very shortly afterwards, that kind of goes away a little bit. Mostly because I haven't taken any actions towards doing anything. And we are at the end of January, and that's kind of the time when a lot of people are realizing that their resolutions are not coming to pass, that they're not doing the things that they said that they were going to do. Maybe because the resolutions were a little too ambitious, or maybe because they were too ambiguous, or maybe just because they lost their motivation. You're always really motivated for a short period of time, and then you lose it. But we all have the experience of taking action when we're not motivated. You ever go to work on a day when you didn't want to go to work? Of course you have, because we all have. So whenever you do that, you are doing an action that will get you a result, even though you're not motivated. And I think that that's kind of an important thing here. All the motivation in the world won't help you if you don't take any action at all. And one reason that I really liked Leonie Dawson's Incredible Year Workbook is that she doesn't just say, write out your goals, write out your dreams. She says, now go ahead and create a to-do book about them. Not just a to-do list, because a list sort of, I don't know, to me a list sounds like one page. But she says, get a whole notebook and make that your to-do book for the year. So write down everything you think you need to do to make steps towards your goals. And I think that that's really important, that we need to identify the steps that we have to take. And so we do that. And that makes it a little bit easier, I think. You have to because you have to take action. If you don't take any action, it doesn't matter what your goals are. So last spring and summer, I was working a lot on losing weight, and I lost about 25 pounds. I lost 3 inches off my waist. I was making a lot of headway towards my strength goals, and things were going really well. I didn't feel motivated every single day, but I still made it to the gym 3 times a week, and I still weighed and measured my food, and I still went to my doctor's appointments to talk to my doctor and get blood tests done and see if things were getting better. So I know that just taking the actions worked, even when I didn't feel motivated. And then somewhere along the way, I got injured, and I used that as an excuse not to go to the gym, even though there was other stuff I could have done that wouldn't have affected the injury. And since I wasn't working out, it made it easier to kind of give up on the weighing and measuring food. And I've only gained a little bit of weight back, but what I really am upset with myself about is the loss of motivation and the loss of actually taking action. So I know that if you do the work, things happen. But one of the big popular bloggers that I like is Darren Rouse over at ProBlogger, and he puts out an amazing amount of content. He will post 3 times a day at times, at least twice a day, every day. Some of those are guest posts, but still he has to edit and format them and get them up, and that's a lot of work. And when he started the blog, it was just him, and he was still putting up posts 3 times a day because he was trying to get a lot of content onto his blog. I'm sure he was not motivated to do that every single day. I'm sure that there were times when he wanted to give up because he didn't get a big following immediately. And Now he has a huge following, but when he first started, it was just him, and he was just blogging, and he was just putting 3 posts a day out, and that's a lot of work. And in the beginning, he wasn't getting any reward for it, but he kept going, and he was very disciplined about it. And if you read any of the big bloggers, that's what they do. They have a schedule that they stick to. Most of them are not as ambitious as his, but Zen Habits posts about 3 times a week, and he's very consistent about it. Um, and most of the big bloggers, they have a series that they'll do, or an editorial schedule that they'll keep to, and they really try to keep to it. And their consistency is what brings the readers back. Um, so And when you talk to people who start businesses, yeah, they're really passionate about what they do, but they also have these low times where they're not motivated, where they don't feel like doing it, and they keep doing it anyway. And that's what we need to talk about. Um, One of the fitness bloggers that I really like is Amber over at gocalio.com. And the thing I really like about her story is that when she started on her fitness journey, she decided to make herself go to the gym every single day. That was her goal. Go to the gym every single day. She said she had to go to the gym and she had to stay there for 30 minutes. She didn't have to do anything. She could sit in the hot tub for 30 minutes. But she had to go, and she had to stay for 30 minutes. Well, once you're at the gym, it's a lot easier to get moving and do something, right? Well, that's how she started. And she didn't want to go every day, but she did. And that consistency in the beginning is what helped her on her journey. And, well, now she's incredibly strong and amazing. But, it's that kind of thing, doing it even when you don't want to. That's important. And one of the things that I'm doing this year that's a little different than I've done before is that I'm writing for 10 minutes a day. That's my goal, is to write for at least 10 minutes a day. And I haven't felt like writing every day. But what I've done is, on the days that I don't feel like writing, or I don't feel like I have anything to say, I've taken a couple of my mantras or my affirmations, and I've written them out. And just writing for 10 minutes. And I have managed in the last month to write more than I have in years. Not just on the blog, where it's pretty obvious I've written a lot of posts so far this year, but I have also written a lot more in my journal. I have a notebook here where I am starting to sketch out blog posts, and I'm already halfway through the notebook. And I've even started to sketch out a story. And I really don't remember the last time I wrote a story. Certainly when my daughter was little, if not even before she was born. And it's been at least 8 years since I wrote a poem, and I started one of those today. I think this making myself do something for a little bit every day has kind of broken through some barriers for me. I haven't felt this prolific in a really long time. So I hope I can keep it up, and I want to stick to that 10-minute rule. Leo over at Zen Habits says to start with 5 minutes a day of something, anything, whatever it is you want to do. Start with something that takes 5 minutes or less a day. And I think the 10 minutes of writing is really a good time frame for me, but find something like that you can do for just a couple minutes every day to start establishing a new habit, and do it even when you don't feel like it. And so when you're motivated, when you're feeling motivated, and it's when you're making your resolutions or whatever you're doing, that's the time to make your vision board, to create your goals, to start your to-do lists. And then when you don't feel motivated, when you're tired, when you're cranky, and you just don't want to do anything, you can look at your to-do lists and find something on there that only takes a couple minutes and not a lot of energy, and say, okay, well, here's something I can do. I can throw something in the mail. I can do this one thing really quick. And that way, even when you're not motivated, you're still taking actions towards your goals. And I just think that that's something that's important for us all to remember, is that even when we're not motivated, we should be working towards our goals. We should be working towards something. We should be doing something, because it's the doing that gets us where we want to be. It's not sitting there and thinking about and dreaming about everything you want. You have to take action to get there. And so this is the first video that I'm doing, so I'd really appreciate it if I could get some feedback on the blog. Good or bad. If this was absolutely horrible, let me know. If this wasn't so bad, let me know. If you'd like to see more of this kind of thing, let me know. And thank you. This is Ishtar at Life Uncalculated.